Welcome, race fans. This is Ron with BWTV, and we have a special treat for you today. This is the GT3 Challenge Season 6, brought to you by Stair Fittings Incorporated. We're going to start off this cool, quick video here with the highlights from Season 6, race number 1 at Spa-Francorchamps. 28 drivers joined the field. Here we are lined up for the sprint race. Trouble starts off right at the front. Jason Rabe gets kind of bumped off the start line, but as you can see, pole sitter Morgan Teggy takes no prisoners, jumps out front to a lead, half a second off the start. This sprint race is only 7 laps long, but don't let that fool you. There's a lot of action, and it's going to start right here as we go through Malmedy. Lacombe's is fairly secure. Everybody gets through fairly clean. Chris Springer here moving up on Philip Scott, and a little tap, and that's all it takes. Here goes the cannon. It's shot off. The pinball is bouncing. Chris might make it. Nope, he doesn't make it through. So here we go from Chris's in-car, gets spun and gets kicked around quite a bit, as you can see. He gets straight back around and then gets taken out one more time. So that's the start. It involved probably 10 drivers. Here we watch it from Tyler Greger's car coming in late into the action, trying to make it through. And it looks like he might have a hole, and then no. That's pretty much how it was for everybody. I know Philip Scott was involved, Chris Springer, Rich Hibbs, Brandon Dooley, Tyler Greger, Vincent Tramontana, and myself, as well as Brett Elder, who takes the last lick and gets hit across right there and takes Chris out into the grass. Quite a mess off the start. A lot of cars into the pit lane to get repaired. But most of them were able to continue on. The battle raged up front. Not really. Morgan had this one locked in. But through the back of the field, we're going to try to finish up lap number 1, going around Paul Fier curve and down into Blanchimont. And this is where we see the rest of the lap 1 action, or at least the last of the lap 1 action. We'll go back and catch another one here in just a minute. But here is Chip Hansen. Chip doesn't race with us a lot, but he is a good, clean racer. Here he comes down through Blanchimont right alongside Ben, right behind Ben Mashburn. Now Ben's going to get loose here going into Blanchimont, which is easy to do. Here they go around the corner. Ben snaps. He goes wide, but then it catches, and that is it for Chip. We'll watch him go over and over and over as he finally comes to a stop, actually on the wheels, and rolls it around to the pit lane. Let's watch it from the in-car, right from Chip's camera, because he thinks he's free here. I talked to him after the race. I made it. Oh, I didn't make it. He thought he'd made it through, but he did not, and around he goes over and over again. We'll watch it one more time from Ben's camera in-car. You can tell he has no fault here. He just got loose coming into the corner, and the car just snapped as soon as he got it. Around there it goes. He tries to correct. Nothing doing. Catches Chip's car. Now let's go back as we go up through the Kemmel Straight here. This is TJ Allman being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Jason Rabe, coming off of that first start incident coming up the hill, is not completely in control of his car. Makes a quick twist. TJ gets caught up in it, and that does it. Throws TJ back in the back. He has to go and get a fast repair, and his day does not improve. For the most part, that was it for all the action in the sprint race. It was pretty close for a while in the 4, 5, 6 positions. Morgan Teggy definitely had this victory. Kyle Robinson took second spot. Jeremy Bruce in third, but myself in fourth. Holding off here, Vincent Tramontana and Sean Williams coming around for the last couple laps. We'll kind of keep an eye on that here in just a second. Right now we're watching Paul Bilson. I think that is actually another driver getting loose right in front of Paul. And here we see Morgan just cruising. Morgan doing what Morgan does. He's out front. He's flying. 2.5 second gap over second place Kyle Robinson. And there you see Jeremy Bruce right there behind. But the action doesn't land there. That's not the final running order for the top 10. Let's see where it ends up. As we're watching from Jeremy's in-car. Here we go with the 17. Now there's 2 to go here. And Vincent looks like he's back a little ways, but he is going to close that gap. We will watch this battle unfold here. In the sprint race. Here's Alex Good cruising through. P14 for him. Here they go. They're getting a little closer now. With 1 to go, they're coming across the stripe. This is me out in the front here in P4. Vincent Tramontana right behind, followed by Sean Williams. And there is about 3.4 miles to go here at Francorchamps, and it isn't over yet. Vincent with a great launch off of La Source. It's a good run down the hill. This is how passes are done. This is how you do it. Now remember, both Vincent and myself are involved in that early on incident on lap 1. Both have damage. You can see the rear wing damage on Vincent's car. I've got some front end damage on mine. Neither car is at full ability. I'm holding the inside. Good defensive move. Vincent around the outside. He waits a little longer on the brakes, gets around the outside, holds it, and finishes the pass here at Malmedy. Great job there for Vincent, taking away P4 with just half a lap to go. Using the Kemmel Straight. The Kemmel Straight is definitely one of the best passing zones here at Spa-Francorchamps. And that's going to do it for the finishing order on the sprint race. That's Morgan Teggy out front, Kyle Robinson taking second spot, Jeremy Bruce, Vincent Tramontana, myself, Sean Williams, Jeff Wyatt, and Ricky Renner are the top 8. Now we're going to flip those 8, but a couple of them, Jeremy doesn't make the field, and I think Ricky also misses the start. So I managed to get a great jump off the line and get out in front of, I don't know why, there they go, there's the standings. It's like, I don't know why the standings are so delayed. There they are. I jump out front in front of Jeff Wyatt, Sean Williams right behind. It is close. Now, one thing to note, off the start of the race, Morgan Teggy goes from 8th to 4th. Now, remember that because it doesn't take Morgan long to do his magic. As we all know, Morgan is pretty quick and pretty amazing. He's being patient here. It's only lap 1. It's an 18-lap feature. He started in 8th, but managed to get up to P4 right off through Eau Rouge and up the hill. So he is definitely on the move. Now this start on the feature race was much better than the sprint race. Everybody gets through clean. Just a note there, Chris Springer is back in 18th spot after starting very late and just moved up to 17th and just moved up to 16th as he is on a charge on lap 1. And that'll come into play again here in a little bit. So far, I'm managing to hold off Jeff Wyatt by a half a second, Sean Williams a half a second back, but there's Morgan doing what Morgan does. And then Vincent and Kyle. Now Kyle, we're going to call Kyle the Vilnius Schoolmaster, and you'll see why here in a little bit. The guy is just an amazing presence racer. He knows where he's at, he knows what's going on around him, and he knows how to take advantage of it. Now Morgan here is going to go by. I don't know how he does this. He just goes by. He gets by for 3rd. Right here, he comes up side by side. They're going through one of the tightest parts of the racetrack, and boom, he's in 3rd, just like that. It's like, I don't know how he does that. A little bit of chaos there back behind. I believe that's Paul Bilson involved in that one. We may have a highlight reel on that one here in just a second. But I wanted to show you again. There he goes, right around Jeff Wyatt as if Jeff wasn't even there. Now maybe Jeff let him go, but I don't know if he did or not. But that was amazing, and I would really hope that he would have held him up longer not to have him catch me so fast. Lap 2, just about in the books, going through Blanchimont. And this is the perfect setup. Morgan knows how to do it. He is an absolute genius behind the wheel. Oh, and Jeff does go a little wide there. Gets a little loose going through Blanchimont. We'll catch that up here. Just going around this corner. Just comes out wide, just on the exit of Blanchimont. So easy to do. Into the wall. Manages to stop and avoid traffic. And the race keeps going. Not for Jeff. He has to get a fast repair and get that thing fixed. Get back out late. In the back. Here goes Morgan. We're going through Eau Rouge. Up Radion. He is a tenth away. He's got the spot. He's using the draft. He's up the hill. Comes alongside. And similar to how Vincent just did this in the previous race, but just look at Morgan, how he dives down inside. Holds the line near perfect. And just gets right on by. Piece of cake for Morgan. Followed by Sean and Vincent here, the top four, followed by Kyle Robinson. Now we'll get back to him in a minute, but Morgan is already out front. We're halfway through lap 3, and away he goes. Now here's a near miss. Whoa! This Aunt Karen comes off of a spin, and Michael Mooney makes a great move. And this is what the continuation of TJ's day just wasn't what he wanted. Loses it coming out of the chicane, but snaps it back around quickly. He gets it going again in the right direction. As Morgan drives past. Here we go for that battle for second spot. This is where I said we'd watch our master. Down into the chicane, Sean gets a great run, but doesn't hold it. Ron stays out front. A little tap there for P2 or P3 as Vincent and Sean are duking it out there. But watch Kyle, how he just takes this opportunity, and Rich Hibbs right there with him. Both of them just masters at the game here. Masters of racing. Kyle goes a little wide, probably gets a 1X off of that, but sets himself up perfectly for the draft up the hill. And here he goes. He's going by on the outside through Lacombe's, completes that pass, and at the same time takes away P3. So Vincent and Sean drop in one set of corners. Oh, here's a little bump. That's Paul Bilson. He takes a little bit of a hit and takes out a couple cars. That was Vincent's trouble later on. And then here is Rich Hibbs also taking advantage of the Kemmel Straight and the draft as he takes over P3 from myself. And the race continues. That's lap 8 of 18. We've only got a few changes left here on this season opener. That's most of your action. The top 3. Whoa, as I lose it. Come around, hit the wall a little bit. No major damage there. No harm, no foul, so to speak. Lost a couple spots. I do get back into it in the race. Here's a couple other later incidents. Lap 9. Josh Betts not having the day he wanted at Spa Francorchamps. Has a couple other incidents later on in the race. As we see Morgan come out right in front. Ooh, close call. Right in front of Paul Bilson coming out of the pit lane. Remember, I mentioned Chris Springer started in 17th. Let's keep an eye on that here. Lap 11. Morgan staying out front. Here is Mr. Mooney. Just loses it, but takes the advantage here and says, I'll just go to the pit lane. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but it looked really cool. Doing the 180, flipping the donut, and coming into the pit lane all together. Nice move. Rare on film here. Rare. Keep an eye on this one. Never happens. Rich Hibbs coming wide, going through Fogg's corners. Does gather it back up and does lose a position there, but gathers it back up. Nice tight pass there, late in the back in the field from around Jeff Peters. And this is what we watch. If you're watching the leader, this is what it looks like. That's Morgan driving around by himself. 10-second lead. Coming down into the chicane through Blanchimont. 1 lap to go. He's just amazing. There he goes. On his final lap. Down into Pujols. We just watch in awe and amazement as this champion, former champion series. Takes the lead of race number 1. Some great camera angles. I'm really happy with the camera shots we were able to get from iRacing. iRacing.com if you want to get involved. That's where all the action happens. But you can see the order. Morgan, Kyle, Chris. Where did he come from? Chris Springer coming up to P3, standing on the podium after that incident in the sprint race. Great recovery, drives up through the field. Morgan Teggy, and here he comes across the last corner. This is the chicane now. And here he goes, gives us a little wave as he crosses the line in P1. And this one is in the books. Kyle Robinson, the Vilnius schoolmaster, coming around for P2 here. As we watch Morgan take the checkered flag. Bernie doing all the action, all the work over there at the flag stand. Kyle Robinson comes across in second spot, and the true master of the day, Chris Springer, coming back from that P18 start with third place finish, followed by Rich Hibbs and closely followed by Philip Scott as they come across the line in 3, 4, and 5. Now P6, Jason Rabe comes across the line next, followed by Sean Williams, and then myself in P8. Finished 8th in the sprint, finished 8th in the feature. How's that? Ryan Fry also comes across in P9 ahead, right behind TJ Allman, who is a lap down at that point. Brandon Dooley rounds out the top 10, and that is your race, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. This is Ron with Big Wizard TV. On behalf of all of us out there, have a good time, and we'll see you on the next one.